Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Musumuluwa Adeleke. It's been so long that I've been here. Hey. Anyway, I'm here today. I apologize for my absence. Life has been happening to me and it has been a rough journey. Actually, I've been finding it easier to make videos for TikTok more than making videos for YouTube. So I think that's where the problem kind of came in. But yeah, I'm here. So today, you guys, I'm here to tell you a story time of how I suffered. I had pancreatitis alongside ulcer. Now I think this is going to be a kind of maybe raising awareness about these diseases, these illnesses. Hopefully somebody will learn. I will not allow it to be for them because the pain is horrible. So let me start. So on the 28th of July, I started feeling slight pains in my upper stomach, here, around here, and I already knew that it was ulcer related, so I just took, I think, gelucine to get better. And then there's one miracle leaf like this that I also took, thinking that I'll feel better. I kind of felt relieved, but I didn't feel like very relieved. So the next day I was to travel to Kaduna. I was to get to Ibadan and travel to Kaduna from there. So I got to Ibadan. All this while I was feeling like I was retching. I remember that night I was retching and it looked like as if maybe it was malaria. So I started treating malaria. So all my time to Ibadan, I was not feeling strong. I just managed myself. When I got to Ibadan, I started feeling pain again, like heartburn. So I took gelucine again, and then I felt relieved. And then I went back to the park to, start my journey. It was supposed to be an overnight journey. So when I got to the park, I started feeling pains, and then I used flagyl, I used omeprazole tablets, omeprazole capsule, I think, and paracetamol. But then I started feeling pains, and I felt like vomiting. I was trying to like press down the vomiting, but I was feeling pains. So I finally decided to vomit, and then I felt relieved a little. I was supposed to leave by 4 p.m. The bus was supposed to leave by 4 p.m., but the bus came like 9 p.m. because of the traffic in this Ibadan, or this Iwo road side that they are trying to fix. So we before I left by 9 p.m., my cousin came and brought me Jested, and then I think he bought me bananas too. And then I myself, I bought Eko. Eko is the kind of pap we take in Nigeria. It's made from corn. And please ignore these children that are talking. I feel like going to shout at them that they should shut up, but then let's just imagine that their voice is a background sound. They are children. So my cousin got me the Jested, and then I took it for my journey. My mom didn't want me to continue with the journey, but I that was on a Friday, and I needed to do something very extremely important in Kaduna on Tuesday, so I had to go. So I started the journey. I managed the pains with by eating bananas, drinking Jested, like taking it constantly, and eating Eko. Now the journey was longer than like we're supposed to leave Kaduna by like 4 p.m. and get to our destination maybe like 9 a.m. But you guys, we left 9 p.m. and I got to my destination by like 4 p.m. in Kaduna. We entered Kaduna like maybe 3, but then there was traffic somewhere sharp. So that journey, it was now slower because these NDLEA people, they continued, like they were just stopping us on the road, stopping us. They'll enter the bus, they'll search whose load is this. If you say it's your own, they may leave you. But there were two particular guys that they kept telling to come down to search them, telling them to come down to search them. There was one particular one that, I don't know, there was a funny way he dressed. He wore this like Hausa Fulani top or something with something like cut trousers. I can't really remember. And then he now put something like on his hand. And the thing, what he wore was sleeveless. So he now put something on his hand. And then the way he did his hair, all these people, all these police people, is that kind of person that they'll be attracted to. So they kept telling the guy to come down. At a point like this, it was like the passengers in the bus were just signaling to the guy that, my guy, if they should stop us because of you again, it's not gonna be funny. They were saying it in Hausa, so I did not really understand. Now I was using bananas and a cord to like help to at least put something in my stomach, because also you have to put something in your stomach. So about like maybe 4 hours before we reach our destination, Echo had finished. The Echo, I had my setting lotion like kind of poured in it, I think, so I had to throw it away. Banana had finished, and then these people by the roadside, they were not selling bananas. Banana, give us banana. They were not selling. They just had things like plantain chips and this thing I couldn't eat. It was just that banana I could eat. So when I finally got to Kaduna, like where I stayed, the bus would pass there to get to the the bus would pass there to get to their park. So where I stay, I was like that. They should drop me on their way, but they were like, no, they have to get to the park before they drop me. So I was like, oh well. So I just continued in the journey, and then by the time we now got to close to the park, there was now traffic. There was traffic for like how many, maybe 40 minutes. I had to endure that one again. Anyway, when I got to the park, I brought back my things. Some guys assisted me, and then I was able to get like a cab to take me. By this time, to take me to where I was going to. I was staying in a military environment. By this time, it started raining. Sorry, by this time it started raining, and then the cab driver, the cab could not move without him pushing it. Hey, the cab could not move without him pushing it. And then once he starts the ignition, if he should switch it off, he has to come down to push it, and that was difficult to do under the rain. So when we got to the gate of the military environment, the soldier was like, come down and declare your boot. The guy was like that. He was trying to explain that if I should turn off this ignition, there will be problem. And there was a queue. Cars were in our front, cars were at our back. So when he was trying to explain, the military guy was like, you better come down and show your boots, or you get out of this line, something like that. So I had to come down under the rain to open the boots for us to continue, because if the guy could not put his it was just dramatic. And then the cab was leaking, so rain was dropping on my body like this in the cab. Anyway, I got to my destination. This cab driver could not even help me to like bring down my things, because why? If he should remove his leg from the accelerator, there'll be problem. You have to come down to push it under the rain to continue his own journey. So I came down by myself, like, and then I carried my load. The rain was still like raining, but it was kind of reduced. And then I couldn't even like carry my things to where I was staying. I just dropped it in someone's room, and I was like that. My friends would help to come back to pick up my stuff for me. So when I got to where I was, the side where I was staying, the guy that was saying something there, I tried to get something like Milo or Bonvita to drink to put in my stomach, because this was like maybe 4 or 5 hours and I had not eaten, and I was like, I know that this is bad for ulcer treatment. I have to eat something. The guy didn't have. We couldn't buy on our way. We couldn't branch money because it was raining. So what was available was 3-in-1 coffee. I now took it like, at least there's something in my stomach. You guys, I took 3-in-1 coffee like this. Pain just came back. Like, hey, they left me on the bed, and they excused me, because the first room I crashed into was guys' room. 3 guys were staying there. I just crashed there, like, first of all, let me get better. So they excused me. They went to another room. But by the time they came back, I was on the floor crying. Then at a point, so I called my mom, what next and everything. So they went to get omeprazole injection for me. So before they brought the omeprazole injection and flagyl drip, you guys, I was like this. So I got a nurse around, and I was able to get the omeprazole drip and the omeprazole injection, and the omeprazole injection and the flagyl drip, and then I felt relieved. The next day was a Sunday. I think I was feeling some kind of pains, but I was trying to eat, trying to manage it and everything. The next Monday, I was feeling quite relieved. That Sunday, I remember I had to go to the clinic, and then they gave me omeprazole injection again. And the doctor there, like, the first thing the doctor said was like that, do an endoscopy. Like, we just treat all these things generally as ulcer, but there's peptic ulcer, there's gastric ulcer, there's this one. So an endoscopy will be better to like help, like an endoscopy will be better to to know exactly what it was. So the nurse that was supposed to give me the omeprazole injection, when I now mentioned to her that the doctor said I should do endoscopy, she was like, I beg, don't mind him, Jerry, you're too young to do endoscopy, blah, blah, blah. And me, I was like that, I was started looking for money to do endoscopy, and I'm going to be lining up in hospital again to say I want to do endoscopy. I beg, Jerry, even if I want to do endoscopy, I'll be back home where I have my parents to support me to do the endoscopy, like to carry me to the hospital and everything. So I was just like, just give me this something that will give me temporary relief. So the next Monday I was relieved, and then I remember I started feeling hunger pangs, this ulcer hunger pangs, and then it came, and you guys, I ran to go and get like amala to eat without pepper. So I ate the amala, but I couldn't even enter the military environment to get to my place to eat this amala. Like, I had to eat it before I got to the gate because I was feeling pains. So I was thinking that when I eat the amala, the pain will go down, but the pain, like, I still continued having pains. Like, I had to lie down. There was a fruit seller. I had to just beg him, and then I laid down on his bench to, like, to feel better. When I feel better, I went home. So the next day was what I needed to do in Kaduna. It was on Tuesday. It was very important. I could not joke with it. So the next morning I woke up with pains, but this time around I think the pain was now. I woke up around 2 a.m. with pains. You guys, I was keeping vigils. I couldn't sleep. Like I'll be sleeping, waking up to eat, sleeping, waking up to eat. That was my reality in the few days to come. So I woke up around 2 a.m. and then I was feeling pains. I think this time around I started feeling it across my lower belly here, across my abdomen, and then I was just like, so I think I ate amala or I drank godimo thinking that it was because there was no food in my stomach. But I was able to, I think, manage to sleep that night. And then the next morning, I was still feeling pains. So, and it was drizzling. So I went to get omeprazole injection to at least get relief for the, for what I needed to do in Kaduna. And then I remember crying on my way to the hospital to get somebody to give me the omeprazole injection. And then I got the omeprazole injection. I got relief. And then I was trying to just eat, like, I think watermelon. I think I took Milo just to put something in my stomach. I finished what I wanted to do in Kaduna that day, although it was a rough presentation, but I was able to do it. Then the next morning I woke up with pains, and this time around I was cashless. Please hold on. The next morning, I was almost cashless. I tried to look for POS. It was wasting time. Access Bank was disappointing. I had tried to do that before, the day before. So Access Bank was disappointing. So I had to go to the bank to go and withdraw cash. I couldn't use my ATM because I had blocked my ATM for some reason, like before then. So you guys, on my way to the bank, like I just had like 14 naira with me instead, and I needed to pay like 17 naira, 100 naira. I had to beg the keke man. God bless this keke man. God bless him. God bless him. So the keke man took me to the bank. I remember getting to the bank and I was crying because I was in pain. And even when I was waiting for them to like process my withdrawal, I was uncomfortable. I was showing that I was not okay. Anyway, I was able to get the cash, and then I rushed to the place where I used to buy amalas. At this time, I couldn't cook by myself. I couldn't go to the market and everything. So I got to the place where I used to buy amala, and they were like that it was too early and the amala was not ready. Hi God. So anyway, I went back to where I was staying, and I remember crying in the keke that the keke man had to be nice to me. He had to like drop me, instead of dropping me in a place where I have to cross the road to get back to the Nigerian environment. He could cross the road with the keke for me. So I came down. I remember trekking. I bought bread, and I think I bought Milo, and I was trying to trek into the military establishment because you have to trek inside before you could see keke or bike to take you. So my supervisor secretary saw me and he carried me to the Mami market. There at the Mami market, I think it was at the Mami market. I bought Milo, and then I bought more Jested and maybe more omeprazole in tablets. So by this time when I remember I crashed into a shop in Imami and I was crying, and I called my mom, and then my mom called Mommy Kaduna to come and pick me. So Mommy Kaduna, I wanted to get back to my too close to the place I stay inside the nature environment. I couldn't like trek back to where I stayed because I was in pains. I remember they put me on a chair to sit down while waiting for Mommy Kaduna to come. And by the time they came to meet me, I was on the floor. I was crying. I remember when Mommy Kaduna came in, she was like, Kate, what's happening? My name is Catherine, by the way, or Catherine. So she was like, Kate, what's happening? I was like, Mommy, I've died. Like I was in pains. And she took me to the hospital that day. I was admitted in the hospital. I was feeling better. That was a Wednesday. I was feeling better by Thursday. But by Thursday night, because I had to be staying, like waking up at intervals at night to put something in my stomach, I remember taking bread and tea, and then another set of pains started. I started feeling pains. Like I remember twice I had to go to the nursing station in the hospital, like, nurse, I'm in pain. There was even a time the cleaners came in the morning to clean on, I think, Friday morning, and the cleaner saw me in pain, like I was banging the wall, and she went to call the nurse, and the nurse never answered me again. So I think it was at this point I was just realizing that problem is not even a joke, because this one that is like doctor cannot help you, nurse cannot help you, drug cannot help you. I think it was at this stage I started praying to God that help my life. So I got discharged from the hospital on Saturday, and I was trying to recuperate. I was trying to eat, take my drugs and everything, but I was not feeling strong. I was feeling pains. I think I was also feeling like vomiting. Then on Sunday midnight around 11 p.m. I started feeling pains, like serious pains, and I think this time around the pain was back to this place. What used to happen was the pain will alternate between this place and this place. So sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. Sometimes when I don't eat, it will be here. When I eat, it will go here. And then in the hospital, when I laid down, the pain will extend to my back. So I remember I got discharged from the hospital, and that Sunday morning or afternoon, so that Sunday midnight, I was feeling pains. That Sunday midnight, I was feeling pains, and then I tried to eat, I tried to use drugs, but the pain was still there. So I called my mom and my dad, and they told me to start coming home that morning. I remember it was crazy because it was like around maybe 4 a.m., and I had to go and call mommy Kaduna that I needed to leave, and my parents asked me to come back home for more care. So I remember binge, was it, is it binge calling? I've been waiting that they call it. I remember trying to binge call people. Please give me cabman's number. Can let me call this cabman early in the morning. Please come and pick me. I need to rush to the park. I was hoping to get to the park to get like a 6 o'clock bus to start coming back 6 a.m. But only for us to get to the park, and they were saying they leave by 8 a.m. So while waiting for the bus to like move, I remember going to a hospital close by, and I wanted them to give me like the omeprazole injection to just give me relief for the rest of the journey, but they said it was not available. I needed to get card and everything, so I just resorted to like finding a way to just manage the pain. We left around 9 a.m., and I survived that journey by engaging myself in conversations, trying to remove trying to remove my mind from the pain. Although I was feeling pains, I was trying to sleep, I was taking gestid, I can't really remember what else I did, but then I just tried to endure the journey. I finally got home around 12 a.m., and then my mommy gave me I think she gave me the omeprazole injection, she gave me buscopan injection, she gave me one other painkiller. But yeah, I was relieved, but I didn't sleep as expected because I kept waking up in the night. I was not in pain, but I was waking up in the night. The next morning, I was in pains, and then I was taken to another hospital where I was admitted. Where I was at, that was a Tuesday. I was admitted from Tuesday to Thursday, and as at this time, the doctor would say, "Please raise your dress. I want to see your stomach." You people, there was no modesty. I'm shy. Don't see my body. I was just there raising my clothes and say, "Please see the stomach, oh, and help my life. Help my life. See the stomach, touch it, press am, and deliver me from this pain. From this pain. Help me. Help me, help me, help me from this pain." So I was just there like raising, and because I was feeling pains in my stomach, I was finding it difficult to wear skirts and tops. So I just prefer wearing dresses that will not be hugging my body, and it was easy for me, to survive. So you guys, by Thursday I felt better. I was discharged from that hospital. I remember Friday, I think that same Thursday, I followed my parents to my hometown, and I remember vomiting, my mom giving me injections, and then I was in pains. Like I remember the people that came to visit us in our hometown, the woman prayed for me, they were pitying me. I was in pains, and I would just be like, and I'll be shaking my legs like because I was in pains. So the next Friday to Saturday, I was in church. I went for a women's program with my mommy. And at this time, for like this period, you guys, I couldn't wear bras because the pain was like here. So I felt like it would be disturbing. It was disturbing me. The day I managed to wear bra, I practically placed the bra on my breast, not under my breast, because I was just like, I beg this pain, I cannot come and kill myself. So I remember I was in the church program. I was able to manage the church program. I was not feeling very strong, but at least I felt better. So the church program finished on Saturday. On Sunday, my mom and I didn't go to church. Wait, sorry. On Sunday, I think my mom and I went to church. But in church, I was feeling pains. I remember I couldn't even sit in church. I would assume this position on the chair of the car. So the passenger side of the car would like recline the seat to the back. And then I remember I would be like this. I'd be like this, sometimes just like that, or sometimes I would lie down, and sometimes I would lie on my side to like. The next Monday or Tuesday, I was rushed to the emergency room because I started feeling pains. I ate amala before then, and I remember I started feeling pains, and then I was rushed to the emergency room. On the way to the emergency room, my daddy's car tire entered gutter, like gosh, it was crazy. Oh, anyway, my mommy just took me down from the car and took me to the doctor. The doctor, this they took me to O&G. I think it has to do with female's reproductive system. So when I got there, the doctor checked me again. The doctor was like, "I want to do a scan. That raise your clothes." Raise it like this. See the stomach that wants to kill me before my time. Oh, and then the doctor confirmed that it was ulcer again, that they should just continue giving me those drugs. I think they added another drug, and I was like that. So I continued using that, and I think that was on a Tuesday, and then I continued managing and everything. Then the next Monday, trying to recall, the next Monday, I let me just fast forward to the next Tuesday. So the next Tuesday after then, I started retching, I started vomiting, and okay, yes, I think the next Monday I ate poundo yam in the night, and then I remember I was feeling like vomiting. I took my drugs. I was feeling like vomiting over in the night after taking it, but I was able to suppress the vomiting, and then I slept. But the next morning I started feeling pains again. So on Tuesday I followed my mommy to NNPC clinic. She was going to do something there, so I just escorted her, and she called me inside. She told the doctor, and the doctor was like, well, is she feeling pain now? And I was like, yes, I'm feeling pain. I'm just like holding it to myself, but I'm actually feeling pain. So the doctor recommended is no it's another something like esomeprazole or something like that. So I think I started using that one, but I remember going home, I was in pain. Then I started retching and vomiting, and my mom at when that night, yes, my mom started giving me drip again. The next morning I was able to manage to take soya milk, and then I went to somebody on Tuesday. Somebody had said, someone my mom took me to one other hospital, and the doctor was like that, sorry, a woman was like that, let her eat miracle leaf and groundnut, it helps ulcer. So that next Tuesday I tried to eat the miracle leaf, but anyway, I started feeling pains again. This time around I started retching so bad. I was like I was retching terribly, and I was vomiting. So my parents took me out again. They took me to one hospital. They were confused about what to do, and then they took me to one hospital. The doctors were not around. Then they took me to another hospital. When I got to the hospital, that was a Wednesday. um I was taken to the emergency room, and later I was taken to the ward. I remember I was told to do a scan that night, and to do the scan you have to have water in your bowel. So I had to drink water. I couldn't rush the water because I was vomiting, and I was like, I don't want to vomit. And they were like, do you to take your mind off vomiting, just try to drink this water. I remember that day going to do the scan, I could barely walk. I remember telling my mom I was tired. When am I going to be like feel better and everything? I couldn't walk. Like my father had to like support me at my back. I was just something walking like this. Yes, it was like that. So I remember my mom, I finally did the scan, and then I was told to do another scan the next day. So by this time I was taken to the ward. I was taken to like a private room in the ward, and then when I got there the next morning, a doctor came to see me and her team, and then she just talked to me about something, and then the next Friday I was still in pains. So the doctor in charge of like gastro something about stomach sent somebody from her team, two people from her team, and then they came, and then they told me to do an endoscopy and a lipase test. Now before then, the second hospital I was admitted in, when I went for checkup, the doctor told me to do an amylase test. So because he was already it was then he was suspecting that if we've been treating ulcer and this girl is still in pains, then maybe it may be pancreatitis. So we did the amylase test, and then when I got to the hospital that Wednesday, the third hospital, I think the Thursday, I was trying to ask mommy that, mommy, what of the amylase test they told us to do? My mom was like, God forbid, they are talking about pancreatitis. It's not your portion. It can't be pancreatitis. It's this ulcer or something like that. So we didn't really like pay attention to that. So on Friday, I was told to do an endoscopy and a lipase test. I did the endoscopy on Saturday. We were waiting for them to like open, for the lab to open on Monday for me to do the lipase test. And then I did the endoscopy. And endoscopy is something like using like a pipe, a pipe of maybe my two finger size, Yes, it has a camera at the end, and then they are going to put it inside your mouth through your stomach to see what is going on inside your stomach. Of course, you'll be given like a local anesthesia. You'll be given like a local anesthesia to not feel pain, but you feel that there's something inside you, so it will make you to retch. So you feel something inside, like you feel that something is entering your body, but you will not be feeling pain, but you feel the presence of that stuff, and then you'll be retching and vomiting, and then they are going to like really use it to like check your system. And then they found erosion in my system from the endoscopy results. They said my stomach linings were eroded or something like that. Like, okay. Then the next Monday, blood was taken to, do the lipase test, but the blood was not enough, so they rejected it at the lab. You guys, before all these blood samples, collecting blood samples, I suffered so much because I have agibota veins. My veins are tiny, they swell up easily, they start paining me easily, and once they swell up like that, they will get blocked. I will not be able to like collect drips through them. They will have to look for another vein to choke. In fact, this hand is still paining me. I remember when I came back from the hospital, this part of this vein here was swollen and hard like a pipe, because in fact, if you check my hand, if you see like they really poked me, choking me. They are looking for veins, cannula. I got maybe like about 13 cannulas or so. Today, they'll put new cannula. Tomorrow night it will have swollen, they'll chook another one. So collecting my blood samples were quite difficult. I remember they had to use the veins on my feet to like even get blood samples. I remember my 2 feet were poked, like, oh, not, I'm not even talking about poked, is just this. I mean, when we're talking about poked, I mean like they are choking into your body to look for veins, and sometimes if they don't see the veins, they'll be moving the needles inside to just get vein, and it was painful. It was usually painful, the choking. My legs were poked, my feet were like choked. Let me use that English. Or they were choked like maybe 6 times or thereabout, and it was terrible. So the next Tuesday, I was discharged from the hospital. The consultant of gastro finally came, and then she was like that what she's seen in the endoscopy results should not be giving me as much pain as I said I was having. So she said she was going to give me painkillers. Before now, they are discouraged giving me painkillers because they felt painkillers was going to complicate the ulcer situation. So they didn't give me painkillers. You people, it meant that I was to be enduring the pain without painkillers to even help. Anyway, I was discharged from the hospital after my blood had been sent for the case test. The next day was on a Wednesday. I was at home. I started, I think, retching again. I started vomiting again. Then my mom rushed out to get me injections. These particular injections, the doctor that did the endoscopy recommended that I should be giving the injections every 8 hours for 3 days. And so I took about 46 of the injections, but don't worry, they were not always tricking me. They were just passing it through my veins. Although sometimes passing it through the veins was actually painful if the vein was maybe stressed or swollen, but then it was passing through the veins. So my mommy ran and got the injection again. So before she came home, like I was almost running crazy. It was not funny. And the endoscopy time, the time when they were giving me the injections recommended by the endoscopy doctor, I was not eating. So for like those 3 days, I barely ate and everything. I remember somebody came me to the hospital giving me only water to drink. Only I couldn't really drink water because I was vomiting, anointing oil. I was just taking it like because I just wanted to get better. And it's not as if I maybe I shame her belief or her faith. I actually subscribe to it, like taking waters for prayers, and it's just that you don't turn them to your God, like you don't replace them with the power of God in your life. But then I don't have a problem with it. So um I remember the next Wednesday, my mom got me the drug in the evening. I remember going to our house. I felt like rolling on the street. I just wanted to get better. There were times I felt like running, and I felt like if I should run, then the illness would just like leave my body and follow the wind at my back. So that day my mom came and then she gave me the injection, and then there's one injection they give me to stop vomiting. You see that injection, I react to it because it has the side effect it has on me is that I'll start becoming restless. I'll become restless. I'll just be pacing, like it makes me restless. So that Wednesday night, I was restless. I was acting crazy. I was screaming. My parents were confused. I was helpless. But I remember I prayed to God. I kind of wailed to God, and I was just like, God, please have mercy on me. This thing has been over a month long, over a month of daily pain. Please just do something. My parents have tried their best. Please just help me. So I remember my mom giving me drip that night, and then the next morning I started feeling better, you guys. I started feeling better, and then I was able to eat gradually, eat small foods gradually, and then eat soft foods like pap, golden morn, gentle foods. I avoided meat, although I ate but I avoided meat, and then my appetite started coming back. That was Thursday. The next Tuesday, my lipase test result came. My mom was like, I beg, she doesn't want to see Jerry. There's no need. God has already healed her. She's already feeling better. But my father insisted and sent the test results to us. And then my mommy took it to the doctor in the hospital, the second hospital where I was admitted. The first doctor that started suspecting pancreatitis, and the doctor was like, it showed pancreatitis on the test result. Acute pancreatitis showed, and so the doctor advised that I should not take oil. But I know the year word anyway. I just reduced my intake of oil, but I think I'm supposed to listen and not take anything oil at all for now, pending the time when I get better. And then I've been taking drugs, like everyday drugs, and I was told that I'll have to take them for 6 weeks. And anyway, it's part of life. The most important thing is that I'm no more in pain. I'm no more running up and down to hospitals and everything. Now, you see, what complicated the pancreatitis for me was that for pancreatitis, eating makes it worse. But then I was there treating ulcer, so I was eating to treat the ulcer, not knowing that the eating I was eating to treat the ulcer was frustrating the pancreas the more. So I think the doctor that told us to do the endoscopy and told them that I should not eat for those 3 days when I was taking those injections. I think that doctor's advice helped, because that 3 days that I did not like eat, it kind of rested the pancreas, and I think it was able to finally make the pancreas have fresh air to breathe. And then I think healing started from there and everything. I'm grateful for good health, because it was very crazy. It was terrible. I feel bad for people who are sick, people who have to be admitted in hospitals, people who don't have family to care for them during sickness. I'm grateful to everyone who stood by me. I'm very grateful to my parents. I'm very grateful to my parents. They tried, even when they were frustrated and tired, they were still there. I'm grateful to every single person, from strangers, from family, from friends, people who came to visit me in the hospital, people who sent money, people who sent food, people who sent every single person, even up until when I started recovering. Thank you to everybody. I'm very thankful. I am very thankful. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this is another shout out to Mommy Kumuyi. I remember having to like run to her, because and then they were doing that crusade that they just finished in Ondo State. Yes, when I was in hospital. The first time, when around 28th of July when it started, I remember they were doing a crusade. I can't remember where they were doing it. Then the second time, when I was on the third hospital admission, they were doing the Ondo crusade, and I felt like Mom Kumi was going to be busy, should not like have time for me. But I remember messaging her, and then she joined me in prayers, and she was encouraging me that I should not worry, that I should listen to other people's testimonies, that I will get mine. And I remember the Wednesday night when it was crazy after I had come back from the third hospital admission, and it was looking like I was not getting better. I remember running to her again, praying and she prayed alongside, and then she assured me that I'll be fine. I'm very grateful. Every single person that was there, from those who sent their calls, their messages, every single person, thank you so so much. God bless you for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have learned a thing, or I hope you have learned a thing or two. I pray that God will give us good health. Bye bye, you guys.